Okay. So this is the developer update about Season 18. We're going to get started.
This has been a big year for Overwatch 2, and Season 18 is going to be one of the biggest so far. We've got several of our devs here to talk through some of the cool things headed your way. But as we can't cover everything in a dev update, here's a quick list of stuff coming when the season launches on August 26th. An advanced hero info panel, an updated first-time user experience with all heroes available to new players, and improved progression.
Updated first-time user experience with all heroes available to new players. Fucking good! Good. I have been screaming, crying, pissing, throwing up, demanding that. Sorry, I've been saying that I think that yeah, it does make alt accounts like a little bit more fun, right? Whatever, that's not the intended. But also I think like in a game that is fundamentally like balanced around like team comp and like counter swapping and your team comp and being able to play the right picks, having certain heroes locked behind a pet locked and have it, like it really, I don't see any reason for that. You're not in any way improving the play experience and it's no longer monetized, so like what's the point? Let me get back to this.
New rewards and a new collab and a new support hero, Roadhog changes, a competitive rank soft reset, more perks, and Stadium gets 3 heroes coming with 1 more at mid-season, and a new Payload race mode featuring 2 new maps, a draft mode for Stadium.
I'm just gonna continue to reiterate, I don't fuck with the draft mode in Stadium. I don't like that. I still, even seeing people defend and explain why they're doing it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't feel like a benefit. It feels like kind of fun in that like you're adding something, some new mechanic, which like is just kind of fun and interactive in general, but I think it's a really bad idea. And like being locked out of certain roles, that it like one, it allows for counter swapping, it allows for counter swap or counter picking in Stadium, and the whole thing with Stadium is you're not supposed to be able to do counter picking. And 2, it locks people out of being able to play the character they want. And also, how often does it happen that a tank is one tank specifically is generally wildly overpowered than others, right? And are running it, right? And how quick is Blizzard to get on that and fix that and balance it? Because it's not usually very responsive. So when it happens that like, let's say D.Va is really dominant in Stadium mode, whichever team gets to draft tank first is inherently at an advantage. Yeah, the draft mode, they're introducing draft mode where basically it's going to take turns between teams. It looks like one team gets to pick what tank they're going to play, and that locks the other team out of being able to play that tank. But the other team gets to see that they're playing that tank. So in theory, they could pick someone like, counterpicking, the whole point of Stadium is like making your build around like not being counterpicked, like around playing into things, right? But like, let's say that the first tank picks D.Va, the enemy tank can just pick Zarya. You can't mirror match, and you do have the opportunity to counter swap. So the first team gets to pick their tank. The second team gets to pick a tank and a DPS. The next team gets to pick a DPS and a support. The next team gets to pick, I think, both supports. And then the last team gets to pick their last DPS. Like, it goes back and forth. And I don't think that's a good move. But I do also trust that that's something that they would be responsive with, and they're going to listen to our feedback. So this is my feedback. I am open to having my mind changed, but I can't see any reason why that improves the gameplay experience for Stadium in any way. I don't think locking other people out of their picks makes it more interactive or dynamic. I think the game is already dynamic because even if you have 2 of the same exact mirror comps, all 5 picks are exactly the same on both teams, the builds can be so drastically different that it is still a wildly different, every single game is a wildly different gameplay experience, and I don't know, I don't super love it. I don't super love that. And also, you want to play the character you get to play, and like it sucks if, and also like there's some heroes that are like so much more stronger, if Mercy Moira is wildly meta and the enemy team gets Mercy Moira. I don't know. And then like leavers have already been a problem in Stadium. How many people are going to leave because the enemy team takes their pick, or I don't super understand this decision at all. There's lots of decisions where it's like, I don't love that and I don't agree with it, but like, I understand the thought process behind it. I really don't understand the thought process behind this. Mm-mm. Mm. being locked into a blindly picked hero. But it's not a blindly picked. You get to pick your hero. You go into it and you say, I want to make a build for Zarya. I want to make a build for Diva, instead of being able to look at the enemy team and go, I want to pick a build to challenge their build. You invest in your team, and that is the difference. And that's kind of what I liked about Stadium. It was all about, like, it's not about counter swapping. It's not about, I don't know. If I have a long queue, yeah, if you're waiting for 20 minutes for Stadium and then you can't play your hero because the enemy team got to draft first and picked your hero, that also sucks. I don't know. I don't love it. Anyway. Yeah, there's also not enough characters. That's another point. There's like, I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, Team 1 goes Ana, I'm going to go Kiri. Team 2 goes Diva, I'm going to go Zara. Team 1 goes Farah, I'm going to go a hit scan. Yeah. I don't know. But, like, how pissed am I going to be? Like, again, I'm so excited for Brig. Sorry, I keep harping on this. I'm so excited for Brig to come out. I am going to be so pissed because everyone's going to want to play Brig. So if I go against the enemy team who gets to draft their support first, Brig is going to get insta-locked every time. So most of the time, especially early on. So I'm going to have to just gamble and commit to, like, a 40-minute fucking stadium game, playing a hero I didn't even want to play, not getting the content that I wanted because luck of the draw, the enemy team got to draft first.
Enabled and stadium endorsements. There will also be the return of Lucio Ball, but this time in 3P. Amazing new skin themes including Pool Party, Floral Gods, and Neo Streetwear. And some brilliant work from the animation team that includes the new universal emote that can be equipped on every hero, and the skateboard.
A new universal emote, like heroics? Please, I hope they're really cheesy, like a heroic Cassidy mythic weapon. Wait. Guys, I'm so sorry that we're 58 seconds in and I just keep pausing and, like, talking about more things. I have lots of opinions and I like to run my mouth. Sometimes I do think that Overwatch tosses, like softballs for things that don't matter, but the player base is gonna bitch about and, like, get upset about. Because what do you mean that Kiriko has that voice line that's like, wait till you see me on my bike. Wait till you see me on my bike. And they made a big deal about her bike. And then they even cut and copy pasted that, like, bike emote to give her a bike emote because wait till you see me on my bike. And then they gave her a traversal emote and they put her on a skateboard. And it's one of those softballs that, like, it's just be. Bye, Duke. Have fun at work. Lots of love. Lots of love. Me on my skateboard spamming. Wait till you see me on my bike. Anyway, moving on.
And the skateboard emote for Kiriko that lets you roam around the map.
What if she doesn't know what a bike is? Same thing, really. Yeah.
Season's mythic hero scan.
That is a lot. There is a lot coming this season.
Alongside the soft rank reset,
I do really love his energy. I love his energy. I do love how he presents. I think a lot of people love to latch on to the Jeff Kaplan, like, meme icon, deifying him in the Overwatch, but I do love his energy.
Also introducing the brand new Galactic competitive skin, and across all game modes, we'll now have a new lever forgiveness system where you won't receive any negative hits to your ranking if someone leaves a match early from your team. And
what did he just say?
Hits to your ranking if someone forgiveness system where you won't receive any negative hits to your ranking if someone leaves a match early from your team. And we are introducing
Wait, really?
A new lever forgiveness system where you won't receive any negative hits.
Is that only for Stadium?
New competitive skin. And across all game modes, now have a new lever forgiveness system where you won't receive any negative hits to your ranking if someone leaves a match early from your team. And we are introducing new mouse and keyboard.
Oh my god, I would not have expected them to bring that back. I would not have, because the problem, so I know this feels like a victory, and in a way it is, right? We've all been in a game where we have had somebody leave partway through and then you're just screwed and you lose and you suffer for it and your rank suffers for it, right? And that feels awful. But this used to be in the game. in Overwatch 1, early on in Overwatch 1, that was in the game. And they took it out because you would have people stack and people would go in and six stack, right? And then if their team was starting to lose, one of them would dodge and would leave so that nobody would get punished, right? And then they would take turns. So the next time they were in a game and they were losing, somebody else would leave. And if you're cycling through, you're six stacking, so you already have a little bit of an advantage, and you're coordinated, and you have a designated dodger each game who is splitting the punishment across. People would kind of artificially protect and inflate their rank, So it's a good thing, and I'm excited about that on an individual level, but I worry. Just bring back Overwatch 1 at this point. Give Brig her stun back. Yeah, fuck everybody else's gamer experience. Give me Brig stun.
Functionality for consoles. This will improve accessibility for players that can't use controllers, while also this will improve. And we are introducing new mouse and keyboard functionality for consoles. This will improve accessibility for players that can't use controllers.
We're just introducing zimming. We're just making zimming acceptable.
Options for how console players compete. But to keep things competitively fair, all console players who use this will be added to the PC pool.
Good. That's exactly how you should do it. They made zimming allowed, but they're putting people who zim into lobbies against other people. So they're putting you on a even playing field. So sure, you can zim, but you're not going to be going against players in lobbies where you're going to have an insanely distinct advantage, And I think that's great. That's a huge W. I love that.
Players. Oh, and a new hero status website where you can check hero pick, win, and ban rate.
But if they zim and they get put in PC pools, will they keep their aim assist? No way. There's no scenario that they keep their aim assist. I think that's a fair point, but I think that Blizzard, there's no way that Blizzard would do that.
With a few tweaks to keep him balanced, as we're
Roadhog changes
from his last rework. The trap is gone and his scrap gun secondary is back to give him more impact at medium range. Take a breather is moving to your ability 2 button, so you still have that survivability with the updated scrap gun. The trap was an interesting experiment, but it didn't land the way we had hoped. This update brings back the playstyle players love while still refining it for today's game. And finally, let's talk about perks. We've got a
So they're taking away Pigpen and they're giving him his range again. Trapped in land. Goodbye, Pigpen. I'll miss you. So they're completely downgrading him. I feel like I'm like chewing this over my brain. And I can't decide if this is a buff or a nerf. I'm trying to chew that over. It feels a little bit like both. Like it feels more like a shift. I'm not sure that it's a buff for me. The healing still was on a resource, it showed. I don't think it's a downgrade. He relied too much on Pigpen. I think he did rely on Pigpen, but I think his kit was like revolved around that. Like they took away any range, I was taking a breather so I can get hooked out of my back line. I don't think they're going to bring back Overwatch 1 hook. His perks change, though. He's just less one-tap based. It's definitely a choice. It's good for finishing off at range. He didn't used to need his trap, but then they, adjusted everything. I don't hate that. I know that the trap is, really contentious. I know the one-shot potential of it is really contentious. I've seen what a really, really good hog can do. Somebody who is really just, in on those angles and setting and those setups. But I will say that playing with the Pigpen a lot of the time requires a lot of setup. To effectively do it, it requires a lot of setup. It requires a lot of situationalness. And I think Hog himself is a little bit situational in role queue, not necessarily in 6v6. And and his hook definitely has range because he gets 250 over health for distant hooks travels when gripping someone. Do you think they're increasing his hook range? Interesting. We'll have to look at the patch notes.
Big refresh coming in Season 18.
Perks.
We're adding over 60 new perks this season. Every hero is getting at least one new perk.
Briggs perks
and we
are
focus
crazy.
on making them more fun, more impactful, and more aligned with each hero's identity. Perks are one of the biggest changes we ever made to Overwatch, and the team has learned quite a lot since they rolled out in Season 15. One of the biggest lessons we learned is that players tend to prefer when perks give you something cool without limiting your gameplay. This season, we're leaning more into perks that feel good to pick with a greater focus on what is fun. Some of our favorites, you can have Torbjorn run faster with his hammer out. It's called Hammer Time, and yes, it's as fun as it sounds.
Stop, I love that. Stop, I love that. Fun and impactful, but fuck on, huh? But that's so funny. You can pull out your hammer and just be a speedy little gremlin chasing people down with your hammer. That is the definition of fun. Of, you know, that's not necessarily overpowered or crazy, but it is fun. I hope Ash's perks didn't get changed. Everybody had at least one perk changed, I fear.
Moira's new reversal perk lets you reverse the direction on her biotic orb.
I like that too.
And Wrecking Ball now gets a protective bubble when he uses Adaptive Barrier. We want perks to feel exciting, transformative, and worth experimenting with. We can't wait to see how you respond to all of these changes once the season goes live.
Yeah, Voices, we've already talked about the stadium draft a lot. I'm not a big fan. I monologued at the beginning about the stadium draft.
Now let's throw it over to our system design team for some great updates on what they've been working on.
Wu Yang looks incredible. And now with Progression 2.0 dropping in Season 18, it's a better time than ever to pick up a new hero.
That's right, Brian. I'm so glad you mentioned that. What a succinct and professional segue. It's almost like we wrote that. You heard that right. With Season 18, we're massively upgrading the way you experience hero progression. We know how much players care about their favorite heroes, and we want the game and other players to recognize the effort you put into mastering them. I know what you're thinking, Brian.
We can pause for the ad. Sorry, I didn't see the ad break thing pop up. I should have been paying attention. We can pause for the ad. Will someone type in chat that we're gonna pause for the ad? So do you think that that's that's not an emote that Cass already has, is it? Is that an emote they're adding? I just want to see this universal emote. I really want to see this universal emote. So this is basically just rival lord icons. I don't think so, because they said they put out a whole thing explaining that like you're gonna have an individual skill based rank for individual characters. So like even if you are in plat, it could show that you're like a diamond on it or whatever. But it looks like it's like from a range of like 0 to 5,000. I'm not sure.
Please.
Welcome back from ads.
You won't lose any progress with this update. All your hero levels are carrying over just as they are.
They better.
No wipe or reset. Furthermore, each hero has an upgrade.
That was a different time, Joe.
Offering hero-specific cosmetics and even legendary loot boxes.
I want to pause and look at this. Actually, you can unlock. But these are all things that are already in the game. So these are like these are all rewards, like these little icons and sprays and stuff. These are things that are already in the game. So like what if you already own those? Like I'm going to own most of the sprays and stuff. I've been playing since 2016. I've gotten them. So like what are you going to be unlocking here if you already own it? You get credits. White credits. Okay. Posing old Jen, I am. But like, I don't know, white credits are just, like, I have like 70,000 white credits. White credits are a little bit meaningless once you've been playing the game a while. Yeah, loot boxes. But I don't think they're going to replace ones you already own with loot boxes. You're going to get white credits. I just don't super love that. I'm just being whiny. This is just being whiny. Ignore me. It's a cool function. It's a cool function and I'm excited about it. I'm just being whiny here. This is not like a genuine opinion that I'm trying to sway you on feeling whiny about. This is just me having a moment. Let's be clear. I love are we getting these little banners and shit? Cause fuck yeah, that's gonna, oh my God. Love that. Love that.
But let's get to the real star of this system. With Progression 2.0, at hero levels 20, 40, and 60, you'll see the frame around your hero portrait upgrade. They'll evolve into something shinier and more spectacular. These frames will be visible on the Hero Select and Kill Cam screens to start, letting you flex your dedication to your favorite
Ah,
hero.
so people will get to
And
see
yes,
you
That
flex.
means if you were level 20 on any hero right now, you will have the first new border on day 1.
Okay, if I'm level 200, if I'm over level 200, will I get the gold one?
And if you're starting out a new hero, like our buddy Wu Yang there, it should take you roughly 20 hours to hit hero level 20.
All right, it's that time of the year again. Comp will have their mid-year soft rank reset. But this time we will be introducing a new system we call Hero Skill Rating. For the
Then you need 40 more levels, babe. Okay, well, I'm like level 300. So, I'm on Brig. I'm like level 300 something. Am I going to start off with that pretty little gold border? Or do I have to earn it? It's fine if I have to earn it. I love having something to fixate on and grind for. But then another 40. Ban chummers right now. They're not resetting our progression.
first time ever, we'll be able to see how you rank on individual heroes in competitive. It's a whole new way to track your growth, and yeah, it might even surprise you. Here's how it works. After each rank reset, once you finish your placement, hero placements unlock, and the goal now is to get Hero SR. Just play a hero for at least 3 minutes in 5 different matches. That's it.
So simple.
You'll be actively gaining or losing SR for each hero you play as you try to reach new heights this competitive year. So maybe you're a gold overall, but you're a plat Reinhardt.
I am not.
That's a flex. And that's not just about bragging rights. The system helps you double down on your best heroes. Or
No,
figure
it's not
out
like the
where
Lord system.
you've got room to grow.
It's not, I want to clarify, because it's not like the Lord system. This specific functionality is not like the Lord system on Rivals, because the Lord system on Rivals really and truly just shows how much time you've put into the character. It shows that you've played it a whole lot. This is calculating your individual skill on each hero. It's taking it's gonna go off of stats of you playing that hero and your performance within matches, and go and give it a rank, a skill-based rank associated with the individual hero. My only hesitation with that is I think a lot of that is like really hard to calculate, and I feel like there's so many factors. I wonder how accurate it'll feel, because there's so many factors that they would have to take into account to figure out skill, think about the things that can inflate your stats, your base stats, or deflate your stats. So if I place Masters, I can get Gold Ash if I get a bad game. No. So it's you have to play at least 5 games on that hero, and you're going to get a skill-based rank on that hero. It will not affect the rank that you are playing in or the rank of players getting put into your game. It is just a reflection for you, a number showing how you are ranking against other players playing that hero. I think, probably take it with a grain of salt. I think it's cool. I think it doesn't hurt anything, and it's kind of cool. It's something to look at, something to focus on some of your statistics and the differences and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really affect anything. I think it'll be interesting to feel how accurate, to track your progress on your heroes. But also, I think it'll be interesting to see how accurate it feels, because different matchups can really pad stat or stat nerf you in different games, and it doesn't mean you weren't providing value. It's just the difference between the matches. Just shut up. Is there a new MMR calculation? Not within your base rank. There is a new MMR going to be assigned to each hero that you play, or your top 3 heroes, I think. And you have to play them for at least 3 minutes in 5 different matches. And from then on, it will start calculating your performance on that specific hero. So even if your overall rank is let's say plat, you might be a diamond skill level Reinhardt. It will compare you against the play style of others and give you a rank for that specific hero based on your performance on that specific hero. But it does not sound like it will affect your overall rank or matchmaking. Just something for you to track your own progression. Good morning, Mara. Welcome in, gorgeous. Welcome in.
It's personal, actionable, and that's a great way for you to level up your game. Lastly, every rank reset, your hero SR will reset.
I really love his energy. Both of them are lovely, but there's something so sweet about his energy. I don't know. Oh, my camera's covering him a little bit. No.
So let's make this year huge.
Oh, it's personal, all right. I can't wait to see how bronze I am on all my favorite heroes.
See, I love
Now for
him.
the stat nerds in the room. We get very hyped for stats here. We've got an update that we've wanted to tackle for a while. The aim is to give players better tools to analyze and understand the game in more detail. We call it the Advanced Info Panel. If you can't remember whether Soldier 76's gun does 19 or 20 damage per bullet, this is for you. We're surfacing real-time stats in-game. I'm talking about healing over time, cooldown modifiers, movement bonuses, all the detailed stats you could ask for right there at your fingertips. No more guessing, no more tabbing out to YouTube. Whether you're learning a new hero or trying to squeeze every bit of value out of your main, this is going to make that process way easier.
I just want to say,
We've been begging for this. We've been begging, screaming for this. This is so fucking good. This is such a good change. It's such a good improvement. Now we're only gonna in passerby like mention the fact that this should have been in the game years ago, and this is like, you know, the bare minimum of shit that every game has been doing for the past decade. But oh my god, accessible real in-game numbers that are exact and updated, because like another one of the problems, you've got the wikis, there's 2 different wikis in Overwatch and the numbers are not updated. Like the wikis are not updated like that, like frequently, so they're like, it's trying to piece together information and get exact. I'm so sorry for screaming, y'all. I got really excited. This is really cool. And I love this. And I know that so many number of people are going to love this. It just makes a lot of those decisions a lot better, you know? Yeah. Gone are the days of going to the wikis and hoping for the best, checking fucking update logs to see how recently it's been updated. What happened? I missed it. They are introducing in-game the ability to look at exact numbers for abilities
in more detail. We call it the Advanced Info Panel. This is for you.
So like in the game, you can go in and look exactly. Heavy pulse rifle does 19 base, 6 max fall off. The fall off is 30 to 50 meters. So in game, you have the numbers. That's so good. That's so good. Love that. Oh, new break boot camp with the numbers to show people. I need to do a new break boot camp, really and
truly.
We're
surfacing real-time stats in-game. I'm talking about healing over time, cooldown modifiers, movement bonuses, all the detailed stats you could ask for right there at your fingertips.
They're both so warm and comfy. I love their energy. I want to see more of these 2 talk. Blizzard, if you're listening, I want to see more of these 2 talk about anything else. I love them both so much. Anyway.
No more guessing, no more tabbing out to YouTube. Whether you're learning a new hero or trying to squeeze every bit of value out of your main, this is going to make that process way easier.
I just want to say, we're finally hitting Gavin's wish list feature.
Charming.
I know you may love Stadium rank rewards, so this season we're adding 3 new Elite skins, 1 new All-Star skin, and that's just for Stadium. We heard you ask for more rank rewards, so for the first time, Core Competitive is getting a skin reward. This year's skin is Freya, decked out in Galactic.
That is a sick skin.
All right, that's it from us from System Design Team. Let's throw it over to Connor.
And the legendary Larry Pickle himself.
To talk about Stadium.
I think that's cool. I think that's cool. I think that's fun. I like it. I just don't like that it's Freya. Now, fuck. Come on now.
Hey everyone, we have a lot coming to Stadium in Season 18. More than we even have time to share today.
So to kick things off, we are introducing a new quick play version of Stadium. Quick play is for those looking for a faster, more accessible version of Stadium without having to worry about their rank. Quick play will be best of 5 and have accelerated power progression to compensate for having fewer rounds. Powers will unlock on rounds 1, 2, 3, and 5, and you'll earn more cash from damage and healing, as well as passively. Quick play will also finally allow for cross-platform play. Now you and your friends can all join up regardless of whether you're playing on PC or console. Quick play will also have backfill to help deal with leavers, which we expect more of in quick play. A player who backfills into the Stadium match will be able to catch up immediately. You'll be given currency equal to the average of the team you're joining and be given time in the shop to pick powers and buy items. Along with the launch of Quick Play, we're also now requiring players to win 10 Quick Play matches in Stadium before being able to join comp, so new Stadium players aren't jumping straight into competitive.
New Stadium players, right? Like this isn't applying this season, like if you played Stadium last season. Right. I think the backfill is huge, yeah.
And speaking of competitive, we have an all-new system coming to competitive stadium. We have Hero Draft, which is going to be replacing the normal hero selection. In the Hero Draft, you're going to be taking turns with the enemy team, picking heroes going back and forth. You'll be able to react to what your opponents are picking and what your teammates are picking. We're hoping to add a strategic layer and more agency to the hero selection in a game of Stadium. Some of the cool things you'll be able to do in a draft are you'll be able to swap positions with your teammates, so you'll be able to strategize and decide if you want to pick later or earlier in the draft. We're also going to have no mirror matchups for the first time in Overwatch.
I know we talked about it. I won't go into it as in-depth as I did at the beginning of stream because I really did monologue it a lot at the beginning. I just really don't like this. I don't think it's a great change. I hope that they really and truly, I trust that they'll listen to feedback. I don't imagine that this is going to be popular. And I hope that it doesn't stick around. I don't like this. I don't think it serves any good. So supports choose first and tank last, so the tank doesn't get countered, except that one team will get to pick first. So it goes back and forth. It's not at the same time. So inevitably one tank will pick, even if both tanks put themselves at the bottom at last. One tank will pick first and lock in, and then the other team will get to pick. I don't think this is good. I don't think that this introduces anything helpful into the gameplay, into Stadium.
This is going to be in competitive Stadium only, so you can still play mirrors in quick play, but it really adds a lot of strategy to the hero picking.
Okay, it adds a lot of strategy to hero
quick play,
picking
but
because it kneecaps a lot of agency. It adds strategy because you lose out on a lot of agency, and because it encourages counterpicking. It introduces the strategy is counterpicking. The strategy is like how you're going to layer your draft so that you can see what the other team does. And it locks you out of picks. And I don't think like taking mirroring out adds anything to the game, especially like, for example, I know this is personal anecdote, but like Brig is coming out next season. I want to play Brig more than anything. So if the enemy team gets to draft their support first, not only am I competing against my other support to try to get Brig, but if the enemy team gets to draft support first, Brig is going to be in high demand because she's just been introduced. Everybody's going to be gunning for Brig, which means I'm going to queue up. If the enemy team gets to draft support first, they're going to draft Brig, and then I am stuck playing a 40-minute game, not even getting to do the pick, I don't like this. I think it's fun. I think it's admirable that they're trying things, right? And I'm never going to be inherently like, oh, I hate that they're trying things, I think that it's fun that they're trying things. I think that it's fun they're being experimental and they're like tweaking with what does work. I don't think this works, and I don't think this should stay. So it's only one of each hero, yeah. Yeah.
It adds a lot of strategy to the hero picking. And that's not all we have coming to Stadium.
One of the biggest additions this season is a new game mode, Payload Race. It's a double payload escort mode, where each team will be pushing their own payload. Whoever gets theirs furthest, or docks it first at the finish line, wins. Along the way, there are checkpoints, an intense final stretch when you get close to the end, and UI that tracks each team's progress so you can easily understand what's going on.
Yeah, that's a really good point, too. That with 8 support heroes, you now have to be competent, competitive, and enjoy playing at least half of them. You have to be willing to get locked into like a 30-minute match play, and you have to be willing to play like at least 4 of them. Because if the enemy team gets to draft their supports first, they could lock you out of 2. So even if you have 2 that you're really confident on, it doesn't matter. You could get locked out of those. Even if you have 3 and your other support takes that pick, that sucks and takes a lot of agency out of it. And also, like, the disproportionate power balancing has been too consistent of an issue for this to not be an issue. What happens when one tank is really dominant again and is running Stadium and the other team drafts them first? I don't think there's enough heroes to introduce it either.
This is the first time we've had 2 objectives active at once, so teams have to balance between pushing your own payload or stopping the enemies. It's a bit more complex than our other game modes, but there's a ton of strategy and depth we hope you'll discover and enjoy. Payload Race is launching with 2 new maps, the Thames District and the Powder Keg Mine, which are set close to Kings Row and Route 66 respectively.
This season, we're releasing 3 new heroes into Stadium: Winston, Brigitte, and Farah. Winston's kit is all about electric synergies. One of his powers, Tesla Field, causes his barrier to deal electric damage to enemies standing inside
Lots
of it.
of zoning.
Another one of his powers grants him a personal mini barrier, which would also deal damage for double the shock value. And of course, we've got a perk favorite, Chain Lightning, which allows your secondary fire to chain to multiple enemies. It's all about dealing out tons of that electric damage and getting benefits for doing so. We're really leaning into that electric fantasy.
For Brig, she's got a Berserker.
We're really leaning into that electric fantasy.
We're going through all of these. Buckle up, y'all. I'm so sorry that we're spending so much time on this, but like, we're going through all of these. Let's go, baby. All right, Brig's powers. Burst Aid. Use quick melee to consume all repair pack charges. For each charge, heal 20% of max life and gain 5% attack speed for 3 seconds. So is this going to differentiate melee from your swing? Because right now, like, if you melee, you just swing. Oh, yeah, we can move my face to the other side for this. Hold on. I'll hang out over here for a minute. And you guys will ignore the way that my camera cuts off like that. And we're not going to talk about it because it works when it's on the other side of the screen. After using Shield Bash or Whip Shot, your next Rocket Flail swing heals allies within 5 meters for 100% of... That's what we saw, huh? After using Shield Bash, your Rocket Flail swing heals... No, that's not what we saw. Never mind. Allies. Okay. 100% of the damage dealt. Okay, so that's a damage conversion. After using Shield Bash or Whip Shot... Let me overlay the chat again. You're looking the wrong way. I don't like change. Well, you have to make up your mind. Do you want me on the other side or do you want it here? After using Shield Bash or Whip Shot, your next Rocket Flail swing hits all enemies. That's what we saw. The Whirl Whip, where she did that like overhead bullshit. Can you be green? That would make this better. Yeah, we can be green. Okay, Optimizer. For each repair pack active, increase repair pack healing by 15% and heal yourself for 5% of your max life every 1%. 5% of your max life is going to be... So 25 divided by 2. For each repair pack active, increase repair pack healing and heal yourself for 5% of your max life, depending how you build your max life. Is Rocket Flail another power? Rocket Flail is her primary. Repair Extender. Repair pack duration is increased by 100%. Ability damage extends the duration of all active repair packs by 1 second. Ability damage. Ooh, this has a lot of potential here. Its repair pack is already increased by 100%. And if you stack repair packs, it increases the duration as well. And ability damage, that's going to be Whip Shot, that's going to be Shield Bash, that's going to be Whirl Whip. That has a lot of potential. God Ray. Ability damage over 10 meters burns enemies for 4% bonus damage for every 1 meter the ability traveled over 3 seconds. So that's Whip. Ability damage over 10 meters, so that's Whip. Burns enemies for 4% bonus damage for every 1 meter. So the further you go, the more. Maces to faces. Whip Shot's size is increased by 1 meter and can hit multiple enemies. Oh, I like that too. And now imagine these together. That's also Shield Bash. No, Shield Bash doesn't do damage over 10 meters. Shield Bash doesn't go 10 meters. Unless you have something to extend it, then maybe you might be able to. But even this is like, even Whirl Whip is only 5 meters. I'm burning people now. Healing based on your health pool, plus cooldown reduction. Tank Brig that never dies and always has abilities, so she can just constantly heal. I can't wait. I like the Mace to Phase too, like having it extended. You can also get multiple boops with this, like in theory. After using Shield Bash, heal 33% barrier shield health and trigger Inspire. You don't even have to hit anyone. Just shield bashing triggers Inspire and heals your health. So if you're moving away, Inspire for free. And just shield bashing away, like if you're in a tough spot, you can take some damage on your shield, turn around, shield bash away, heal a little bit, trigger Inspire, get some heals going. How do I pronounce this? I'm going to try my best here. Chat, feel free to correct me. If anybody is fluent, please feel free to correct me here. Okay. Oh, I don't love that it's doing that. We're going to overlay that there a little bit better. Skuldcasting. After using Shield Bash, your next Rocket Flail swing projects a shield boomerang that deals 60% Shield Bash damage. That's what we saw in the trailer. She shield bashed and then threw her rocket, or through her shield. So instead of swinging, she just threw her shield. Increased barrier shield side by 60%. We expected that. Barrier shield health by 100%. Shield bash can hit multiple enemies. So usually shield bash like hits one enemy unless you're an ult. This increases your shield and lets you hit multiple enemies. When Inspire is triggered by an ability, all heroes affected by it aura farming. Wait a minute, it's called aura farming? We can aura farm on Brig? I mean, we could always aura farm on Brig, let's be perfectly clear. But I can double aura farm on Brig? When Inspire is triggered by an ability, all heroes affected by it gain overhealth equal to 8% of your max life. Oh, overhealth. Overhealth is so good. This is a way to apply overhealth. Overhealth is always especially strong with anti, but especially if you pair this, like if you tank yourself out and you just increase your life, stuff like this and optimizer. Oh, you become so tanky. Consecrated Ground, 25% starting ult charge while Rally is active. Trigger Inspire every 2.5 seconds and ability cooldowns refresh 25% faster. That's also really strong. Yeah, free Inspire on an ability. Well, no, that says when Inspire is triggered by an ability, not using an ability triggers Inspire. This is exciting. How many extra bashes is that? Cooldown's refreshing 25% faster. Rally gives you shield bashes. So it's 2, 12, 25% of 5 is like 1.25. So 1.25 faster. That's one extra bash, yeah. Bender with that aura farming one seems good. Oh yeah. Shield bash, heal, trigger Inspire. Oh yeah, because then your shield bash is gonna do that every time. Every time you shield bash into somebody. Like if you build around shield bash here. If you build around shield bash, especially, you can do some crazy shit. Yeah, Bender triggers Inspire. Yeah, those two together. No, you're right, Crow. I thought you were talking about aura farming. No, those are gonna pair crazy. She'll likely have powers that lower cooldowns to potential to hit too. Yeah. Yeah. This is excited. At the start only, if it means 25% is basically your 0%. I think it means 25, like you start at 25% each round. I'm so excited, dude. I'm so excited. Again, I am seriously excited for Mender Bender and Aura farming together. And there's a lot of playful stuff you could do with it. Especially like the amount of damage if you have Lindholm Wall and Mender Bender and Aura farming, the way that your shield, the amount of damage your shield can take and then just like keep healing itself. And then like, so I'm not saying this is the best. This is just thinking like short term. If you wanted, you could do Mender Bender, Aura farming, Lindholm Wall, and then swap out depending what you need, Whirl Whip or Pep Talk. Either way, like if you need more support, every time you shield bash, you'll be doing even like extra healing. You'll be doing even extra healing, or every time you shield bash, you'll be doing even extra damage. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
For Brig.
And you go for ability damage. Ability power. Gold scales with the bigger your next rocket shield boomerang that deals 60% shield bash damage. Oh, it scales with the bigger shield. Because if you hit 60% of your shield bash damage. Oh my god, yeah. So then if you pair Scald Custoning with shield bash being able to hit multiple enemies, then the 60% damage boost to the shield throw. So if you do Scald Custoning, Lindholm Wall, Aura farming, and Mender Bender, shield bashing would immediately trigger Inspire. So shield bash in, you trigger Inspire. Inspire's triggered. All people get over health. You've got more shield and you hit multiple enemies. Hitting multiple enemies, you can immediately do more damage. There's so much to play with here. There's so much to play with here.
Got a Berserker style build centered around Whirl Whip, a power that gives her a 360 flail attack like a helicopter. This build wants to be brawling in the middle of combat, hitting as many enemies as possible with large 360 swings. There's also...
Oh my god, Rodder. Wait, just get a Zarya friend and set up Grav near map's edge. Like, it would be so silly and you'd probably throw the match trying to set up this one play, but it'd be so worth it, right? I need somebody to queue Zarya with me. And I need somebody to put their to get a big Grav right near the edge and then let me whip it right as Grav is ending and we throw them off the map. All right, back to it.
A repair pack build for easy, consistent healing that will help make Brig more accessible to newer players. My favorite though is the whip shot build. It gives you a much longer whip shot that can light enemies on fire. It really helps Brig in matchups that she typically struggles with, like flyers that she doesn't have the range to hit typically, like Pharah.
Space Chaz, thank you
Speaking
for the
of
3
Pharah,
months.
Her flashiest build is probably a tanky rocket barrage build. In this build, you'll have access to more frequent rocket barrages that last longer and allow you to move while you're using them. You'll be floating across the sky slowly like a
She's fast as shit, boy. Oh, she's fast as shit.
battle cruiser, raining down missiles on your opponent.
Emphasis on
There's a
cruiser.
large amount of flexibility in the weapon builds as well. The weapon builds are built all around landing direct hits and getting payoffs for it. You'll even have the ability to turn your primary fire into a volley that fires 3 rockets in quick succession. And for the OG Pharah fans, you'll be able to get a lot more fuel, especially if you land direct hits. And then you'll be able to stay in the air for much longer.
Interesting.
Speaking of flying heroes, we're adding a couple new cheap general item options in Season 18 that will help players deal with flyers and long-range bursts, especially earlier in the match.
We're also buffing some of the weaker general items that haven't been too popular. Our goal here is to make the armory feel like a toolbox, where you have the agency to deal with whatever enemy heroes the game throws at you. This will be an ongoing process, and we have additional plans in the future to allow you to adapt even more within the armory.
We've also got some power and item reworks for Ana, Cassidy, and Mercy to help increase their build variety, as well as a host of other balance changes. Besides that, we've got a new Oasis control map, and we are adding a new melee range indicator when playing in 3P to make it easier for you to know when your quick melees will land.
And of course, Tracers coming to Stadium in the mid-season update. We'll have more to share on her very soon. Thank you for joining us for the Season 18 Dev Update. We'll see you in Stadium.
And here's this. Wait, they didn't show us the universal emote. They didn't show us the universal emote. Kitiko skating. Wait till you see her on her bike. And by bike, I mean her skateboard. Hey, yo, Tywin jump scare. Yeah, Tywin jump scare. Sorry about that. Kitiko defying the laws of physics. They didn't show us the universal emote. I wanted the universal emote. But yeah, I think overall a lot that I'm excited for. A lot coming next season. A lot that I'm excited for. I think my overall takeaways, super excited about some of the changes coming to like zimming on console, some of the changes coming to like having integrated stats in the game, like being able to access those numbers and things. As well as Brig coming to Stadium, getting to look at her perks. Downsides overall are I am not thrilled about the Stadium draft. We went into it in more depth, and I'll probably make a video about that. I'm really not a fan of that. I don't think it really contributes anything. I do think it kind of encourages counterpicking. It really takes a little bit of agency and the dynamic nature out of the game. But I appreciate them trying things, you know?